Hello everyone and welcome to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. I'm Dawn Polly from Deep Polly Designs and I'm so glad you could join me today. I'm really excited to share some fun Halloween products from Hero Arts that I'll be using in today's project. First up is the Hero Arts Seasons Creeping Stamp and Die set. This set is packed with playful sentiments like "'Tis the season to be spooky," "Happy Halloween," "Eek," and "Let's get spooky," to just name a few. Next, I have the Happy Halloween die set. I love how large this die is, and the fact that it also includes a shadow die makes it even more versatile. And finally, I'll be using the Boo to You die set. I think this one is just adorable. I love the ghosts for Halloween, and this set comes with 4 of them, plus some cute little accessories like a witch's hat and a broomstick. All right, let's jump right in and get started on today's project. First, I'm going to create a Halloween background using my Distress Spritz sprays. I'm starting with Mowed Lawn. I like to spray inside of a box. I actually use one of my kids' old toy bins. I love that it rinses clean after each use, and it's a fun way to repurpose something instead of tossing it out. I'm working on watercolored paper and I'm spraying some of the Spritz spray on top of the paper and then drying it with my heat gun. This way I can build up layers instead of having all the color pool or spill off of the edges if I spray too much at once. Next, I'm adding some cracked pistachio spritz to bring in a nice bluish tone. Again, I'm making sure to dry it in between each layer. To finish it off, I'm going to add some Distress Oxide black soot spray. This time, I'm not going to dry it with the heat gun. Instead, I'm going to dab some of the black away with a paper towel. This keeps the black more subtle, but if you prefer a darker look, you can skip that step and let it dry as is. I also created an orange background, but I didn't film it since the process was exactly the same as the one I just showed you. I'll list all the colors I used for that background in the description below. To save a little time, I went ahead and die cut all of my pieces from cardstock already. I cut the Halloween die from black cardstock with a white shadow, the ghost from white cardstock, and the broom from craft cardstock, which I'll ink blend later. Here I'm adhering all of the black Halloween letters onto the white shadow piece. My little trick is to start with the first letter and then the last letter. It makes it so much easier to get the middle letters nice and centered. And look at how big and bold this sentiment turns out. I love it. I went ahead and did the same process for the happy sentiment as well. For the ghosts, I cut a tiny black rectangle and adhered it to the back side of the die cut so their eyes show through as black. And then for their little pink cheeks, I'm using liquid glue and a jewel picker to pop them in place. It's so much easier than trying to fumble with my fingers. Now, if you don't want to mess with these teeny tiny little pieces, you can always grab a Copic marker or any color medium to add the cheeks instead, or just leave them plain. Either way, the ghosts will turn out absolutely adorable. I'm pulling in the Spellbinders Christmas tree die for this next step. I know it's a Christmas tree die, but I love finding other creative ways to use my supplies. I'm using just the inner part of the tree, which looks like tree branches, and cutting it from black cardstock, it makes the perfect spooky trees for a Halloween card. Next, I'm taking the largest rounded rectangle die that I had and cutting out the orange background I made earlier. For my matte layer, I grabbed the same piece of cardstock that I cut the Halloween sentiment from because I don't like to waste paper if I can help it. Since I didn't have a die in the size I wanted, I just used a corner rounder to soften the edges. It works perfectly. And here's a little tip. Sometimes when you use a corner rounder, it leaves a tiny point where the cut is. If that happens, just take a sand eraser and smooth it out. You'll never even know it was there. Now I'm adhering my orange background onto the black mat. I just run glue around the cutout words on the black cardstock and then around the edges of the orange background. This way I'm not getting glue everywhere it doesn't need to be. Once that's ready, I attach the whole panel to an A2 sized white card base. For the trees, I'm using 3 of them on this card. I trimmed down the bottoms of 2 of the trees that I'm using on the outer edges and left the middle tree taller. I adhere the middle tree first with a little ghost peeking out, and then I place the 2 shorter trees on either side of the tall tree. On the right tree, I tucked in another ghost so it looks like he's hiding in the branches. Next, I added foam tape to the back of the Halloween sentiment and popped it right over the trees. Then I did the same with the happy sentiment, layering it over the top of the Halloween sentiment. For a finishing touch, I added the trim to the witch's hat and I put some foam tape on the back of it and gave one of the ghosts a fun little accessory. And instead of having my bat flying in the sky, I thought it would be cute and a little different to perch it right on top of the H in the Halloween word. And that wraps up the first card. Now let's jump right into the second one. I started off by cutting my background with a rectangle die. I just picked a size that looked like it would frame the ghost nicely, leaving a soft border all the way around. To add a little dimension behind the ghost, I used a slightly smaller rounded rectangle die to cut a piece of vellum that would sit perfectly layered underneath. For the broomstick, I colored the handle with Distress Oxide Walnut Stain. I didn't bother with the bottom part since it was going to be hidden anyways. For the bristles, I die cut them from some light pink cardstock. Then I blended Abandoned Coral Distress Oxide around the edges. I left the center lighter so that the edges would really stand out and give it some depth. I used the same technique on the trim of the witch's hat, blending just around the edges before adhering it with a jewel picker. Then I assembled the broom by attaching the bristles to the base and adding a little trim piece I had cut from burgundy cardstock. Once the broom was finished, I adhered it to the ghost's hand and then placed the ghost onto the vellum panel. When it came time to attach the vellum to the green background, I used liquid glue. It was a bit tricky to get it to stick, so double-sided tape would definitely be a good option here. I only added adhesive behind the ghost so nothing would show through the vellum once the card was finished. To make it extra fun, I added a little bat to the broomstick. It felt like such a cute, different detail. For the sentiment, I stamped Happy Halloween onto white cardstock and then die cut it with the coordinating die. Finally, I adhered the entire card front onto a piece of black cardstock. I actually die cut another sentiment out of that same black piece first to save on paper again. And then I used a rectangle die just a little bit larger than the green background so everything would be nicely framed. From there, I mounted the whole card front onto an A2 size card base for a nice clean finish. For the sentiment, I popped it up on the card front with some foam tape to give it a little dimension. To add the final touch, I use Spellbinders self-adhesive black pearls. I like to place these with a craft knife. It makes it so much easier to pick them up and set them exactly where I want them. And once the pearls are in place, I make sure to press them down really good so that they adhere to the card. And that completes these 2 adorable Halloween cards. I just love how the ghosts holding the broom turned out, and those little details like the bat and the pearls really bring the whole design together. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Scrapbook Pal YouTube channel. I'd love to hear what you think of the cards, so please leave a comment below and let me know. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Scrapbook Pal YouTube channel as well as their other social media platforms so you never miss out on any of their inspiring content. And be sure to check out their website for the latest new releases and amazing crafting supplies. As always, thank you for spending part of your day with me. I hope you have a wonderful and creative day. Until next time.